Uh, uh, Man, that goes hard. I love that intro. Man. Yeah, those are my moves. Yeah, I'm so cool. Anyways, welcome to BoomBust Interactive. As you notice, I am alone tonight. I am flying solo. So Kyle's not on here with me. He's at a concert with our mom. Happy birthday to our mom there. It's actually a few months ago, but he got her tickets to a concert. So they're at a concert tonight. I'm flying solo. So I got myself a beer and got myself some gummy worms. Looking forward to a good night talking about some NFL football, some fantasy football. Let's see. I am not running Instagram tonight because it's just me. So I didn't want to get too distracted and whatnot. So good to just have it on one string tonight. Anyways, one more disclaimer. We have huge storms coming in tonight. They're thinking possibly tornadoes. We are located in central Oklahoma, so right in Tornado Alley. Expecting some big storms tonight. Those are supposed to start up in, 20 minutes or so. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. And yeah, we'll ride with whatever we get. So anyways, let's get into it. Let's talk some football. And first thing I'm seeing here when I pull up NBC Sports Edge, formerly Roto World, RIP Roto World, is Deshawn Watson is the first player news that is on there. Now, the owners' meetings, let's see, are going on right now. And asked about Deshaun Watson at the owners' meetings, Roger Goodell reiterated that, quote, there's no timetable, end quote, on a decision of any potential discipline to the NFL's personnel conduct policy, which means he'll just wait till, I don't know, right before the season starts and screw everybody over. More than likely, that seems to be probably what Roger Goodell will do because he just doesn't care and he does whatever he wants. There's no rhyme or reason to it. So it'll be interesting. I did hear that there's a lot of blowback, kind of a cold shoulder being given to the Browns owners for trading for Watson, which kind of cracks me up considering how many teams were trying to get Watson. Even, if the Dolphins were trying to get him during last season before he was even, let off by this grand jury or whatever. So, kind of maybe a little hypocritical there, but also how stupid of a trade to pay him that much money. So dumb. And apparently they're not looking to trade Baker Mayfield right now. I mean, I don't blame them. They're probably suspecting Deshaun Watson is going to be in trouble. So I wouldn't necessarily blame them for keeping them. But honestly, with the way they've treated Baker, I would really hope that he decides to sit out or go get a surgery, something like that, something that just puts him out. Sitting out would probably be better, but I wouldn't play for them if I were him. They're not going to give a crap about him or his health. And I mean, he already put his health on the line, tearing up his shoulder for them, and for them to turn around and treat him that way is just absolute trash. So it's just not good. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. Just kind of talking about that Brown situation and Deshaun Watson. I should have put on my Baker Mayfield jersey while he's still on that team. Kyle has promised me that for my birthday, whatever team Baker ends up on, he will get me that jersey. So I will get an updated Baker Mayfield jersey when it comes about. So whenever we find out what team he's on, which who knows at this point. So hard to say. Anyways, we had a few disclaimers up front. We do have big tornadic activity storms heading in this evening. They're supposed to start in about 20 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. So I'll be on the lookout for those. So if I have to end early, that may just have to be that. So they're safe. Sorry, we live in central Oklahoma, so we are just right in the middle of it. So anywho, yeah, so let's get into the Tyree Hill trade because that is another topic I wanted to cover. So Albert wants to know, what do we think of the Tyreek Hill trade? I have multiple thoughts on this. I have thoughts on it from a football perspective, just a straight NFL perspective, and I have thoughts on fantasy football. let me talk on the real life situation. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. These players are so obsessed with somehow being the highest paid at their position or making more money in 1 year than they'll should be able to spend in a lifetime. I mean, the amount of money they're making is stupid already, and then to demand so much that you're willing to choose a few $1,000,000 more a year over a chance at a championship. He just left a great situation. He had a dream situation going on there to go make some more money and never have a shot at anything. The Dolphins are never going to be at the caliber of that Chiefs team. And he chose money over winning. And I guess that's his prerogative, but how stupid. Like the whole point of playing the game is to win, And when you choose a few $1,000,000 a year, which is really nothing to these guys, like when you think about the difference between $25 million a year and $30 million a year, is really nothing to these guys. Plus all the endorsements they're getting, and there's jersey sales, merchandise and stuff. I mean, there's so much money floating out there for them to need $5 more million a year to leave Patrick Mahomes in a great situation. Absolutely idiotic. I think Devontae Adams also silly for doing the same thing. Um, you got to think. Oh, I mean, that takes me to Aaron Rodgers too. Aaron Rodgers, what an idiot! Wants to complain, bitch and moan that they don't have the players that he needs to win a championship. He's so great and all this stuff. Oh, but I want $50 million a year. I want a quarter of our whole team's cap space to play. What a jackass. So then you lose your top wide receiver. Well, no crap. He's wanting $30 million a year. You want to spend almost half the salary cap for the year on you two players alone? No thanks. Like, that's just stupid. Also, I'm eating on some gummy worms because I can. I'm riding solo tonight. Kyle can't tell me no. Not that he ever does, but he's not the boss of me. He's not my real dad. Anyways, it's idiotic, real life wise. Fantasy wise, it sucks for Tyreek Hill owners because his value it dropped significantly. I wouldn't say it tanked, but it definitely messes with it. I mean, he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes throwing to him. Tua, he's fine, but he's just fine. Like, that team is improving overall. They've made some good moves this offseason, but he will never be Patrick Mahomes, and he'll never have that offensive scheme. And they have Jalen Waddle, which this affects not only Tyreek, because Waddle is a target share monster. Tua obviously loves throwing to him all the dang time. But then on top of that, like, poor Waddle, now he's not going to get the same amount of targets. So now if you're a Waddle owner, you're also sad. There's a lot of sad people because, talk about Waddle and Tyreek, both top dynasty wide receivers. And now both of them in one trade. I mean, that just sucks. Now, the other person it affects is Cedric Wilson. Sad for Cedric Wilson. Should stay with the Cowboys. That would have been my hope anyways, to stay with my boys. But he thought he was going to a good situation, and he was. He was going to be pretty much an obvious number 2, and he's talented. I like Cedric Wilson a lot. Wanted him to stay with the Cowboys. Was excited to have him, but left and went to the Dolphins. Should have been a good situation, and got hosed in one move. Like, that's wild. That sucks for him. I bet he's waiting for that undo button. Where is that undo button, right? I'm sure he would. Depends. He probably got paid more there than he would have with Dallas, but hard to say. Why is my phone charger not working? Oh, no. Don't die on me, bro. Oh, it's because it's not plugged in. I'm an idiot. I unplugged it. I just got my phone fixed, so it wasn't charging. It would only charge wirelessly. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm a hot mess. See, I ride solo. I can't have Kyle fill in for me while I'm doing stupid stuff like this. I'm going to stop. That's stupid. Anyways, that's my thought on Tyreek. What do you guys think on Tyreek Hill? Kind of agree, disagree? You think Tyreek Hill took a big hit with his value? I mean, that's rough, man. That's a rough move. So I saw they changed some overtime rules at the coaches meeting too, only in the playoffs to make sure that everyone gets one possession. Okay, who cares? Like that doesn't even change the rules to like the Chiefs Bills game. Doesn't even change that, right? They each had a possession, so who cares? It's just sad that it just ended that way, but kind of lame. Fournette's going back to the Bucks. I think that's huge for the Bucks. Rojo going to Kansas City. I know there's reports of like Rojo will have a good role there, all that crap. I don't think Rojo's good enough to have a big role there, but I don't think CEH is doing that well either. But I think that's the fault of the coaches. I don't think they're using CEH properly. So I don't necessarily blame CEH there. CEH is a good pass catching back. That's what he did in college so well, and then they don't throw to him that much. Honestly, pretty ridiculous, kind of stupid. I mean, I would say the same for Zeke. Zeke's a good receiving back, and they barely throw to him. That offense moves better when they're throwing Zeke the ball, and he got a pretty good amount of points early in his career, catching the ball out of the backfield, fantasy points that is. And so, I've seen a lot of moves. I'm gonna go really quick to a young wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. I kind of want to talk about him because I've been a part of a trade with Amon-Ra St. Brown this week, and I saw a couple more deals in some of my leagues with deals with him included. And I think there's polar opposites on this. You either see him as you want him because he's young and he showed out, and now you want him on your team, or you're looking to sell high because you're looking at that thinking, they have Chark now, and Hawkinson will be back. And he only blew up once Hawkinson was out. He was pretty much what, Cephas? Like he was the wide receiver for that team, and they just threw him the ball. I mean, the target share was ridiculous for Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? But I don't think that's going to continue. I honestly don't. I was on the selling side of Amon-Ra. I don't trust him to keep that up. Now, if a couple more injuries happen this year and he's back in that position again of where he's the guy, yeah, I think then he stands out there. But what wide receiver doesn't in that situation, really, when you're the only guy? But him and Goff, I mean, it gave him an opportunity. It forced them into they better mesh. They worked on that chemistry. They had a chance to do it. So maybe that carries on. Maybe it carries over to the next season. Not really sure. Now that I sold on Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm kind of hoping not. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, it very well could. Chark's a deeper threat, and Jared Goff is not a deep threat. So I don't see that working out too well. But Chark is good enough to where they actually have to respect him. So they'll actually have to cover him, which who knows? Hawkinson being back, maybe it does open up St. Brown. Now that there's a little chemistry there, maybe they also have to respect Hawkinson, pull some defenders away. Who knows? Hard to say how that works out. It's all a guessing game, right? We don't really know at this point. Small sample size for St. Brown of high performing, and it's hard not to get sucked into that. What have you done for me lately, right? Because it's easy to get sucked into that big end of the year, and it's just like, found my dynasty wide receiver, got him in the 26th round, which is exactly what happened for me. Got him in the 26th round of a draft last year, startup dynasty, and Cha-ching helped me win a championship, right? Because he just went off at the end of the season. Does that stay that way though through his career? Hard to say. Guy's talented, but hard to say. Sold high while I could. But in a deal to get Deebo Samuel, so #winning, right? Paid pretty good, got Deebo Samuel. Honestly, I trade away all of my rookie drafts too. So I'm going after guys like Debo Samuel and throwing in whatever picks it takes. I'm not, unless I am going to have a high first round rookie uh, pick, I don't want it. I already have guys like Trey Lance. I picked him up in our startup and everything. I don't need a quarterback. Plus, quarterbacks are good for 10 plus years, so I'm not really worried about those picks. I'm trading away the picks for my next 3 years, and I know that my team is good enough. I'm not going to have a high first round pick. I'm going to finish at the top of the league every year, so those are not valuable picks. So I'm trading them away. I'm trading someone my 1-9, 1-10, 1-11, 1-12 because at that point, guys, there's typically there's not that many guys left you want. I mean, you could pick up second rounder, stuff like that, but it depends on the draft too. This year's draft is much weaker than typical. We've had some running backs kind of emerge that might be good. Brees Hall's going to be good, but again, you kind of got to be in that top 8 maybe to probably get the kind of guy you're going to want. But instead, if you can trade away, I mean, when you think about the value of a player you're going to get in a late round, first round pick or second or third or whatever round, trade them away to get some studs. Load up picks. They're just extra, like trade pieces. But some of these guys, they think they're so valuable. They want those picks. Looks good that they're hoarding picks. So here's another thing. If you got rookie picks, depending on how your league's set up, you got to clear roster spots. And I'm telling you, I don't have roster spots that I want to clear. We don't have like taxi squads or anything like that. So if I had a taxi squad, it might be a little bit different, a little bit deeper bench, but my leagues aren't set up like that. So I don't want to clear roster spots to be able to pick up these rookies. So I'm going to put someone else in that bad position. Now I might be able to package get a couple more picks. If I do like a 2-for-1, I don't know, or people are going to get dropped to free agency that are worth picking up. Again, got to clear roster spots, right? Or during the draft, you make some player trades because someone needs to do a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 type deal. They also have to clear roster spots. They don't want to drop somebody. They'll take something is better than nothing, right? So then you've got them in this tough situation where now they kind of have to make a trade, right? So you have some leverage and they have to do it quickly. Most of our drafts, we get 12 hours a pick. So we do a slow draft, and I think all my dynasty leagues, which I love because it gives you time for these trades. So these gummy worms are not good for when I'm the only one talking. When Kyle's on here, I can eat gummy worms, and while he's talking, I'm the only one going, so I'm going to have to give up on the gummy worms. Sad day. So anyways, little strategy there, guys. I mean, when people are on the clock and they're have to make decisions, am I going to drop somebody? Am I going to, trade away these picks? Do I have to trade away? Like, again, I don't want to drop somebody, so I've got to trade them away. I better get something instead of nothing. That's how I am with stuff. I'd rather get something instead of nothing, even if it's crap value. At least I got something. So that's how I feel about that. Hopefully other people in my league feel the same. Again, we've got storms headed this way, so I'm just trying to keep a little bit of an eye on the weather radar to make sure I don't have any tornadoes coming toward me out here in my trailer park. Kidding, I don't live in a trailer park, but I live in Oklahoma, so it's pretty close, I say that's not really funny. Tornadoes do come through Oklahoma quite a bit, and had one in my house growing up that when I was in high school, it hit a community very close to me, probably about 5 miles north of me. I had to go clean up that trailer park. It was pretty heartbreaking, guys. We kind of joke about the trailer parks and stuff, but that's those people's homes. So going and cleaning that up, not to bring it down, it's just tornadoes can be crazy, living in Oklahoma. You get used to it. I personally think there's more scary natural disasters. If I'm being honest, tornadoes. We've known since yesterday that there's probably going to be tornadoes tonight. We have plenty of head time warning. They track every second of these storms, so you know where tornadoes are at. You know where the possibility of tornadoes are at. The technology is so advanced. I'll tell you what freaks me out, and that's a huge earthquake. Like if I was out in California, those huge earthquakes that you can't see them coming. I mean, they just happen out of nowhere. How weird is that? Just sitting there and then you just start shaking like crazy. That to me is a little bit more scary because you can't see it coming. Hurricanes you can see coming, you can evacuate, um, devastating effects, but at least you can see it coming and prepare for it. Get the hell out of there if you want. We've started having earthquakes in Oklahoma in the last decade, but they're small. I mean, you can feel them, but they're small. My best friend lived out in California, and one of the first earthquakes I ever experienced, we were all hanging out, and the earthquake started, and he jumped off the couch and ran outside. And we were like, "What is he going to look at?" He came back in, and he just started scolding us all. "What are you guys all doing? Just sitting here still?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's just an earthquake." Come to find out, an earthquake, guy being from California knew, you go run outside because houses and buildings and stuff collapse and earthquakes. Our earthquakes in Oklahoma ain't that strong, but that was just for him. That's what you do in an earthquake. Cool. Well, in Oklahoma, we tuck our head between our head, kiss our ass goodbye for a tornado. That's what we do. Pull a mattress from the bed and pull it over our head and get in the center of the house and ride it out. Been there, done that. So, anyways, how about some more football? Yeah, how about we do that? So here's something I don't know how many of you guys play IDP, but playing a couple IDP leagues, guys. If you haven't played IDP is fantastic. It is way better than team defense. I think I only play in my 11 leagues. I played two leagues with team defense. A lot of leagues have just started leaving off defense completely, right? So it's almost irrelevant at this point for team defense. I enjoy it in certain situations, depending on the scoring of your league, but individual defense is fantastic. I mean, you want to talk about needing to know more, right? But for me, as a lover of doing fantasy football trading, yeah, sign me up for that. It's just more trade opportunity, but it's more elaborate trading too, right? You have to know these defensive players, but it's interesting. And just kind of FYI, like in most leagues, your linebackers kind of score like your running backs, right? Your DBs, kind of tight ends in a way. I mean, not wide receivers, because wide receivers, especially PPR, they rack up those points. So they don't, not really the equivalent. Your DBs are scoring about 9 to 12 points, but your linebackers are scoring up in a good game, anywhere from 15 to I've gotten up to 40. So they score more like running backs. And your defensive linemen, they don't score that much, right? Like anywhere from 3 to 9 points, usually under 10. If they get over 10, that means they had like a sack or two, maybe a sack fumble, something like that. So in most IDP leagues, that's kind of your scoring there. But I'm seeing this headline of Bobby Wagner and the Ravens are still talking. Heard Bobby Wagner was talking with the Cowboys at one point. Ugh, how beautiful would that be? Add him to that linebacking core? Yes, please. Bobby Wagner, I have him in 2 dynasty leagues, I think. Listen, these guys get a little bit old, but they're still good. My linebackers, I took them late last year in one of my drafts. And let's see, I have at linebacker. Let's see who I have. Bobby Wagner, who's been just an absolute stud, and he will continue to be a stud wherever he's at. I have Bobby Okereke, yeah, whatever it is, for the Colts. Also pretty good, but he is my young one at age 25, right? Bobby Wagner is 31. And then my other linebackers are Levante David, who's 32, but also been an IDP stud, and then Joe Schobert, who's 28, which I guess is kind of young still, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up since he was released from the Steelers, but he's done well wherever he's been. He's been in the league 6 years, so hard to say how good that will be. But anyways, just seeing that Bobby Wagner, if he goes to the Ravens, that would be really cool to see Bobby Wagner in a Ravens jersey. Would be a lot of fun. So let's jump over to some weird teams with some weird wide receiver situations at the moment. Let's first talk about Green Bay. I know we kind of talked about them earlier when we were talking about how silly it was for the amount of money these players are demanding, right? I think we've seen the effect of that big time in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers going to feel the full effect of the money he demanded to come back to Green Bay. Already feeling it with losing Devontae Adams. So they lost MVS now too. Cool. So they're down to Lazard. So I went and picked up Lazard right after Devontae Adams was traded because I had seen that MVS also may not be going back. But also, even if MVS did come back, that would leave Lazard at the number 2. So I figured the chances were pretty good there. I know there's still Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb is not young, right? But there's good chemistry there. But who else do they have? Amari Rodgers, not bad, but backing up Randall Cobb there. I mean, Allen Lazard was an easy pickup. Amari Rodgers might not be a bad pickup. I'm sure they'll go pick somebody else up. I can't remember all the free agents that are still left, but they're going to have to do something. But I don't think they can trade for a good wide receiver. I don't know how they're going to pay another top tier wide receiver. They're going to have to get someone who's still on a decent contract to be able to pay them. They're not going to be able to go pick up some free agent who's going to demand a ton of money. They're in a tough spot. They way overpaid Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is an idiot for making them do it. I don't know what else. I don't know how else to put that. I mean, he put himself in a tight spot. He put himself in the spot that he always complains that he's in. So my sympathy level is 0 for Aaron Rodgers. Demanded way too much money. But I'm also glad he's back in Green Bay because I don't think I could stand seeing Aaron Rodgers in a different uniform. That'd be really weird. I know we might eventually. I always said the same thing about Tom Brady, but hard to say. Yeah, they're probably going to draft a wide receiver with their first round picks, but I mean, that's a coin toss, right? How do they turn out? And a rookie to have an instant impact is rare. I mean, it's rare. We had a couple strange occurrences. Waddle didn't come on right on, but Jamar Chase stuff, that's rare. That's outliers. So that's tough. Also, I didn't realize Allen Lazard was from Iowa State. I should have known that, being an OU guy. Big 12, but good to know. But it's hard to find a rookie who's going to make a good enough impact like that right off the bat. So that's an interesting wide receiving situation they have going on there. Maybe they do hit a diamond in the rough. I can't remember exactly. Let's look it up really quick. 2022. Oh, speaking of the NFL draft, guys. I mean, can you believe we are a month away? We're a month away. Can you believe it? I will be headed to Las Vegas to be there, but Kyle will not be. I will be with other Fantasy Football Network guys. We'll have 7 o'clock there. We'll have Fantasy Shot Callers will be there. I think we'll have Fantasy Football Big Guy. I can't remember who all else is going, but we'll have a crew there, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll do some live streaming from there. So stay tuned for that. I do have the draft order picked out here, or pulled up. Green Bay picks at pick 22 and pick 28. So it's good that they have multiple picks. But it's not like they're sitting pretty like the Giants or something, where they have picks 5 and 7, you know what I mean? They're picking later. Yeah, that's just rough. But you can get really good wide receivers at that point. I mean, I think Dallas got CD Lamb at pick like 17, which also was stupid, but what good value there. So getting a wide receiver, a top tier wide receiver, at pick, what did I say, 22? Yeah, tough. That's gonna be tough. I don't know. Let me do something. Let me look at the 2021 draft results. Let's see where some of these guys went last year, just to kind of compare. Because let me say, I could be wrong. So let me scroll down here. Micah Parsons, love that pick. Okay, let me. Oh yeah, look like Najee Harris at 24. Okay, let me start at 20. Kadarius Toney went at 20. He's going to be good. He's going to be really good. Let me see other wide receivers. Rashad Bateman at 27. So I'm wrong. I'll admit it. I'm wrong. I think you can get good guys down here. Elijah Moore went at 34. Trying to see other wide receivers. Rondale Moore went at 49. I'll be interested to see how he turns out this next year. Then you get down into like Dwayne Eskridge at 56, Tutu Atwell at 57, Terrace Marshall Jr. at 59. So now you're kind of down at like meh, I'm trying to see if there's any diamond in the rough type guys down here. Josh Palmer at 77. So, it does thin out pretty quick. Honestly, Amari Rodgers went at 85, right? They got him at 85. Nico Collins at 89, and that's not bad. Trying to see more wide receivers. Any that are relevant. There's another one. Nope, that's not relevant. No one even knows. Amon-Ra St. Brown went at 112th in last year's draft. So, I mean, if you kind of know what you're looking for and you get good value, and honestly, when St. Brown was taken that late, I thought that was pretty good. Tylan Wallace with the Ravens, bad landing spot for him. Oh, I forgot he went there. Yeah, I'm not seeing many more wide receivers. No more relevant ones there. So, yeah, let's face it. At both those draft spots, I was wrong. You can get good wide receivers down in the 20s like that. So it'll be interesting. Kadarius Toney went at 20. A wide receiver that went before him, Devontae Smith, went at 10. Jalen Waddle went at 6, and Jamar Chase went at 5. Those are the only wide receivers. Wow, 5, 6, 10, and then it weighted all the way down to 20, and that was Kadarius Toney. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, they might be able to pick someone up good. They're just gonna have to scout really well and hope that they hit. They might want to take it with both their first ones and just hope that they hit, because that's rough. But I'm sure they have other spots they need to fill, not just wide receiver. Hell, it's first round pick. Maybe they'll take another quarterback in there, like Jordan Love. What a wasted draft pick. Horrible. So they really screwed up on that one. What do I know? I just talk on YouTube for a year now. Oh, that does remind me. Oh my gosh, a year now. So BoomBust Fantasy Football just hit a year. We should have celebrated it bigger. We've just been busy. But we did hit our year mark for BoomBust Fantasy Football. We're really happy. Guys, we're excited to have you sticking with us here. big things coming this next year. 2022 is big. Me and Kyle started out with BoomBust Fantasy Football. It's grown bigger, much quicker than we thought it was going to, but BoomBust was our original baby. Here we are with this show weekly, but during the season, we do Panic Room, Snoozers or Losers, but Snoozers or Losers will get rebranded. That's not going to be the name of it anymore. It's going to be more of a boom bust thing, because that's kind of what we're doing, is a boom bust theme show, but we call it Snoozers and Losers. But we'll change it back to a boom bust type thing. So we'll have that show. Kyle helps host multiple other shows on the network. We are on every Sunday morning for a pregame, plus during the games all day. We stream and give kind of the play-by-play breakdown of all the games going on, so that you can keep up with your players and their scoring, things of that sort. So, anyways, wild ride this last year, even more coming this year. Very excited for it. There will be a nice new big website that is Netflix plus Facebook combined together for only fantasy football. So video network, TV network plus social network, fantasy football network. There will be a nice big website and a mobile app. It's going to be sweet. It's going to have a cool rankings comparison tool. It's going to have articles that content creators have written, exclusive content there for the fantasy football network. And it's going to be sweet. Oh, and you can catch all your favorite podcasts on there too. So we'll have podcasts, we'll have video, we'll have not only exclusive video and shows, but we'll have your favorite YouTube channels, their videos will just be embedded on there too. So it's all in one place, all your fantasy football stuff. You can create groups with your friends, just you and your friends, your league mates or whatever. You can have a group on there for you and your league mates. Or you can have public groups and just talk about whatever you want. If you want an individual defensive player group, create it and talk about it, whatever. But it's all fantasy football all the time. Leave all that other trash. I don't want to know what you're having for dinner. I don't care. I don't want to know your political standpoints on anything. I don't care. Shut up about it. Talk fantasy football. Love it. So looking forward to that. Lots of work going on behind the scenes that we don't really talk about. That's about the extent that I talk about. I can't show you any of it yet. A lot of work though, and it's going to be cool. And we got some content creators that are just grinding. We're looking to add a bunch of content creators this offseason. So make it worth your time, make it worth your while. And we're excited for it. So hope you are too. And yeah. So anyways, guys, alone tonight again. Can't even eat my gummy worms. I'm super sad about it. But we have storms headed this way. I don't know what my electricity is going to do. It might hold up, might not. I don't really know. My internet may not hold up. I don't really know, but I can hear all the thunder, see the lightning. It's getting here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go cuddle my dog that really hates thunderstorms. Terrified. And last time we had a big one come through, my kiddo was also not very happy. So probably just going to go spend some time with my family and take care of my sick wife. Man, what kind of laundry list am I? Boy, what a tough night, right, guys? No, I love this. I love you guys. And that's going to be it for me tonight. Thanks for hanging out for 40 minutes with me. Hopefully there was some good information in there. Kyle will be back next week. We're going to try to get Tony on again, probably. He was supposed to actually join me tonight, but some work stuff came up, so he wasn't able to join me. He's just such a busy guy. Everyone wants some of him, just being pulled in so many different directions. So next week will be more entertaining. You won't have to listen to me so damn much. So you're welcome for that. Alrighty, guys, that's going to be it for me tonight. Wish me luck in tonight's storms, and we'll see you next week. Have a good one, and good luck with some dynasty trades if you get a chance. See ya.